Hello everyone. I hope everyone doing well. My name is Prakash, working as an assistant professor in the Department of English in Marri Laxman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. So in this today's session, I would like to cover the following topics. That is, why language is important, introduction of the language subskills, reading subskills, skimming, scanning, intensive reading and extensive reading, and techniques to improve reading skill, and conclusion. So these are the concept of language and language subskills. In that particularly, we are going to focus on reading skill. So now move on. Why language skills are important in our day-to-day life. So think language skills is glue, so that bind the human experience. If you consider language is a glue which we are using for to paste the one paper, the other cloths or articles, it is there, we use it. In the same way, the language help us to combine the relationship one to another. And if you take, they are very essential for expressing our ideas, sharing the knowledge one to another, building relationship and navigating the world. So language is using in a present world to sharing the knowledge one to another, to build the relationship to one to another, and to express our ideas and views one to another or among ourselves. So the language is important for the following reasons it is. Now move on to what is the language actually. So now the word language is derived from the Italian word which is lingua. So which means tongue. So the word language is derived from the Italian word lingua, so which means tongue. So without tongue we are not able to speak. So without language there is no communication among ourselves. Okay, the main factor of the communication is language. So language is very important role in our day-to-day life. So irrespective of region. So if in our day-to-day life we use our mother tongue to in our society level, or in our professional level we use a target language, that is in English. So we use both regional or national or international languages to make our communication better to one to another. So now the subskills of language, it is there. So English has a spectrum of subskills. So here the word we can take about spectrum means various. If you take in a generalization is a classification, or else a rainbow color we can talk it about. So in English has a various subskills. Each skill or each subskill help us to master in our language. So master in our language. So they are as follows. It is that we can talk about first listening, speaking, and reading and writing. So these are called as LSRW. So listening and reading are known as receptive skills. So listening and reading is known as receptive skills, whereas speaking and writing are known as productive skills. It is there. So why we are talking about listening and reading are receptive skills means listening and reading we only takes place the receiving part only. So suppose listening, somebody is speaking, we are listening. So just receiving the information from other people. Whereas in reading, so any of the author, any of the writer is written something, just we are reading their opinion and knowing the information from the various sources. But the productive work is not done. Whereas in speaking and writing, so we involve. So we express our feelings one to another, whereas in writing also we express our feeling one to another in written form. So those are known as productive skills. So let's move on. What is the listening actually? So listening. So we use listening, so grasping a spoken language in a different context and accent and speed. Whereas in speaking, we use speaking to improve our proper pronunciation, fluence, and coherence in appropriate responses. So whereas reading, understanding a text, inferring a meaning, and analyzing the content it is. So writing. So writing we are using, we can focus on grammar, syntax. Syntax means here the rule or law of rule in grammatical part, and vocabulary, coherence and structuring arguments. So these are the basic subskills of language. They are known it as LSRW. So now move on. What is reading actually? So what is reading? Reading skill is an ability to understand the information presented in a written form. So reading skill is an ability. What is an ability? To understand the information which is written in the form of writing. So reading is an ability to understand the information presented in the written form. Okay, it is an ability to understand the written context or written it is. So it is very important in our day-to-day life. How we are talking about it is always essential in our academic as well as professional career. And reading is as important as any other language skills. What are the other language skills we are talking about right now? Speaking, listening and writing. So reading also very important. So like another subskills what we have. So that we can call it as LSRW skills. So language skills plays a very, very important role in our day-to-day life and academic life. So let's move on. So what reading actually means? What reading actually means? Why we need to read actually? So what is the purpose of reading? Reading is about to gain the knowledge on a particular subject. So if you are reading, so suppose you are reading a a PPS subject or problem solving, or else you are reading about social sciences, or else you are reading about language, English literature, it is there to gain the knowledge. So why you are gaining a knowledge? It might be an academic purpose, or it might be a research purpose, it may be examination purpose also. We are reading it is to gain the knowledge on a particular subject, and it is about a feeling, emotions embedded in the literature. So it also conveys the feelings and emotion which are all been fixed in a literature. So by reading a literature, we can know about the author's intention or know about the author's emotion. So what they are going to try to convey us. So the next one, enjoying is the aspect of reading and imagination. So we read some fun purpose, like so reading short stories and reading novels, okay, reading filling magazines. There is no purpose. Just we read for entertain ourselves and enjoy to take pleasure something, and we read to improve our vocabulary. So in reading also we can come to know about the new words which are being used. It is and what is the contextual usage of the particular word. So then we are able to improve our reading skills. So now move on the sub skills of reading. In that first sub skill, if you talk about the sub skills of reading, we have a 4 sub skills of reading. They are skim, we can call it as skimming, scanning, and intensive reading and extensive reading. So we have 4 sub skills of reading. So first one is skimming, second one is scanning, and third one is intensive reading, fourth one is extensive reading. So in that first one we are going to discuss right now, that is skimming. So skimming refers to the process of reading only main ideas. So skimming refers to the process of reading only main ideas within the passage to get an overall impression. So we read a passage or we read a paragraph to get the main idea. Okay, we are not going to read whole summary. We are not going to read a whole contextual books. It is there to get main idea. We use this method to skim to get the main idea on reading a part. So given a particular section or particular textbook, it is there. So skim to we use it to get a main idea. We can call it just or brief. Okay, and skimming is done by done at speed 3 to 4 times faster than a normal reading. If you are normal reading, if you do like 5 to 10 minutes one chapter reading or one summary is reading, whereas in skimming just we read very faster to get a particular information or main idea, what is the main theme in the given context it is. And in skimming you ignore the details of and look the main idea. Just we focus on the main context only or main theme, what is the author intention to convey in the written text. So remaining parts we are ignoring, it is there. Okay, this is called skimming. Okay, skimming we use to get the main idea in the passage or paragraph or summary. Okay, now what are the example we uses in the skimming part? So let's look at the examples of skimming. So the newspaper to quickly get the general news of the day. So suppose we want to know about the sports magazine. So most of the student community or most of the faculty community also, they are not having a habit of reading. But if a particular information to know about the World Cup matches, so we didn't focus on the main concept, what is the political issues or what the financial issues are there. Just simply we go on to the sports page and to get the information only. So we are skim. So we are only focusing on what is the purpose and what is the things we needed only. So we are ignoring it. So you can take an example to quickly discover which article you would like to read in a more details. So in a website, if you click any of the concepts, suppose if you are clicking on importance of social media in your day-to-day life. So if you take an example of importance of social media in day-to-day life, suppose you want to read this article. If you click in a website, you get a number of articles and number of authors who are written on the particular topic it is there. Just you can take which one is needed to you guys. So browse through a book to see you want to read it is. So we do a browse which book you would like to do. The same concept. So suppose I'm just covering a language skills. In the same concept, so many people are given a lecture, it is there. So you can choose which lecture it is there. You can browsing and you can get the proper information about the particular thing it is. So now, so what is the scanning? So just already we gone through it is there. Subskills of reading. In the first one is skimming and second one is scanning. It is there. So scanning is for the act of searching for specific information in a text. So what we are talking about, to search a specific information in a text. Okay, specific information it is. So suppose you are talking about in a summary, there is a chapters will be, it is there, the introduction or so body of a concept it is there. So we are particularly what the things we needed. So we search in particular information. Okay, we are not going to read whole the text. You don't need to read the whole text or word to get the information. Just we are particular thing what we needed. In summarize, what is the main key elements are mentioned, it is there, it is. So instead think about the keywords or phrases you are looking for, then move your eyes until find the keyword or you are looking for, it is there. So just we keep on going to read that text, it is there to identify the keyword and what is a purpose of keyword mentioning, it is there. So we keep on searching about a particular keyword. When you get to the keyword and we can understand the particular information by this scanning method. So if you take an example of scanning, it is there. What are the sub example we are talking about? To search for a word in dictionary or index. So suppose I need a word. So suppose I need a word paraphernal. Suppose I need a word paraphernal. So how I am going to get the word? So in the dictionary, I can go through with the letter P. In that, so what is alphabet we are following? It is there paraphernal. So what is PA? So I search in the based on PA. So now move on to find a phone number or address in a dictionary. So if you want to make a call to Prakash. So again you are going to search in your phone dictionary. You type P. So all the P related names, Prakash, Pavan, okay, Prashant, what are the elements we have? P related names you are going to get. So there your particular information you are going to get about. To check the time schedule of a program in an agenda. So you are not going to read about what is the program schedule you are going to read about, but you are not going to read what is the purpose of the program we are conducting, at what time we are doing it is there, just. And to check the price of a specific item in a catalog. So when you go to shop, just we check the price, but we are not going to check what are the ingredients they are using, it is there. So most of the time we are not going to look at it. Just simply we check about what is the price of the particular item. And to know a particular information from a text. To know a particular information from a text, we use the scanning method. So now move on. The another subskill is called extensive reading. As I said earlier, it is there. Reading subskills are 4: skimming, scanning. So third one we have a extensive reading. So extensive reading is a process of reading longer or easier text for an extended period of time without a breakdown or comprehension, feeling overwhelmed or the need to take breaks, it is there. So extensive reading, generally we use the extensive reading, it is there. It is a continuously we can read it is. So generally most of the people use this method when they are traveling. So reading for happiness or reading for pleasure. So we use this method. Okay. So it is done for pleasure to develop your general reading skills, it is. For example, most of the people travel one place to other place. Some people are having a habit of reading a text. So they read in his travel, they use about short stories or novels or fictional, anything it is there. Because some people, if especially in kids, we used to do that in a bedtime. So we give a moral stories to them, they can read out. It is there to get the happiness and to improve their reading skill and to get a general idea of this. So this extensive reading example we can take about magazines, novels, okay, even comic books. So these are comes under extensive reading part it is. So now the fourth three elements we have intensive reading. So what is an intensive reading? It is intensive reading involves the readers. So involves the learners or involves the readers. So read in detail. So intensive reading involves learner reading in detail with specific learning aims and tasks. So intensive reading involves the learners. Okay, learners means who are show the interested to read the things in detail with the specific learning aims and tasks. So what are the specific learning aims and tasks it is there? You can take an example of your project reviews. So you are going to read your project reviews or the experiments what we done. It is because you want to learn and you want to know about the things. It can be compared with extensive reading, which involves a learner reading text for enjoyment and to develop a general reading skill also. So here we are involving in-depth understanding. So in-depth analysis or in-depth understanding of a particular context is known as intensive reading. Means one concept if you are learning. So suppose you are learning English in your day-to-day life, when coming to the plus 2 or intermediate level or coming to the BTech graduation level or coming to the company level, the usage of language is different. It is there. So it is day by day. It is so usage is changes. So you are learning about in-depth way. It is which vocabulary should be used in one place to other place. In depth you are understanding and try to analyze the concept and utilize in your day-to-day life. So here take some examples of intensive reading. Articles or editorials in magazine like economics and political and weekly magazines it is. So now I mention it here, it is there. Forbes magazine it is there. To know about what is a Forbes, it actually, who is a financial icon this year. So this we can focus on. So blog post on various topics ranging from science and technology and art and culture. So we read blogs and we also read about science and technology books and art and culture to know about Indian culture. So like travel blogs are there, okay, science blogs are there. So we used to watch their blogs and we used to read their blogs. It is there, okay. So which place is better to travel, which article is better to know about further information about science and technology or advancement in technology. And short stories are poetry with layers of meaning. So when you're talking about short stories of and poetry in our day-to-day life, so to know about hidden meaning or the intention of the poet or intention of a particular author, why they want to convey this information. So we need to use intensive. Layers means intense or the way of expressing an author it is. Now move on. So the another example we can take business report packed with important information and number and data it is. Okay, in business information numbers like so and so people are got in 2005. So the financial issue GDP is this much and so year the petroleum value is this much. To know about the information about petroleum or else the GDP it is can use it. So analyzing a statistical data like diagrams and images and tables it is. So here you can take this diagram and table what we mentioned it is there. So in our day-to-day life listening is 40%. People are showing interested to listen. 40% of the people are showing interest to so listen and 20% of the people are showing interest to write and 25% of the people are showing interest to speaking and 15% of the people are showing interest to reading it is there. So in the statistical data with the diagram we are showing about how many people are showing interest to learn the language skill that is called LSRW skills. So 40% listening people are showing interest in 40% and 50%, 15% of people are showing in reading part and 25% people are showing in speaking part. So like this, the statistical diagram, we can take an example of intensive reading. Okay. Then how we are going to improve reading skill? So most of the student community, they show the interest to read in the academic purpose or before 1 day or 2 days in the examination point of view only. If you are improving a reading skill, that help you in a day-to-day life a lot. So then how to improve your reading skill? So there are some tips we are going to give you right now. Just have a focus it is. Make sure you understand the type of a text you have. So which type of a text you are reading it is there. So take a text, if you are a beginner, take a textbook which is easy to understand. So my personal advice, read the text which are below to your level. Suppose you are plus 2. If you are reading a plus 2 textbooks, so it seems to be difficult, but you are already cleared your SSC or 10th class, then you are able when you are giving an advices to your friends or another people, read below level. If 10th class textbooks if I given to you guys, you are easily remember things because you already clear. If you want to improve your reading skills, read the text which are your below to your level. If you are plus 2, read your 10th class. If you are BTech, read plus 2 textbooks it is. And read variety of material, do not limit yourself. And most of the student community, they'll just go the faculty text only which are given, PDF format, anything. So don't limit yourself, don't restrict yourself, read only one book. You can take another book as a resource. Nice. You can get the different information over there. It might be easier, it might be difficult, but don't limit yourself. Try to read different materials and different textbooks. So after reading, recall as much as information possible. So recall. So how you are going to recall it is there. So after reading, you try to recall the information, or else you recall the keywords. So by using the method called fancy and imagination. So imagine particular word or particular concept you have, it is there. If you are imagine. So suppose I am giving an example, Dhoni. So Dhoni was an Indian captain. So most of the people, they are not beside with the Dhoni, but still they can get a picture of Dhoni in their respective mind. As the same way, when your reading is completed, try to recall and try to imagine the word or imagine the key theme or key concept in your mind, so you are able to remember longer period. I hope you are getting. Then circle unknown familiar words as you read. So when you are reading any context, if you are not able to understand a different word, so circle unknown or unfamiliar words. Unknown or unfamiliar words. So what happened? You are not able to understand the circled word or unknown word given in the text. So the meaning might be different. You are not understand. Like for example, I need a paraphernal equipment in my lab. So he's asking something. So what is a paraphernal? You don't know. Just try to circle this, and what is the context of the author? Try to intend by using that particular word. What is the author want to convey with that word? So try to get the meaning of the particular by using a dictionary, by using a insights of Google or anything. Try. After getting the meaning of particular word, you do one thing. It is there. Use a word or construct a paragraph. If it is not possible, write a word by using the word in it your own. Write a word by using the unknown familiar word after knowing the meaning of it. Very clear it is. After knowing the meaning of particular word, you need to write a new word by using the unfamiliar word, so that you are going to remember longer period. So set a reading habit daily. So most of us, we don't have a habit of reading in our day-to-day life. No, if it is not there, just give a 30 or 40 minutes in a day. At least in the morning, you can get a newspaper. So nowadays, most of the people are not using a newspaper. At least digital libraries, you have mobiles everywhere, or in a college library, use at least 20 or 30 minutes in a day. So you can improve your reading skill. And very, very important, if you are not interested to read, so reading habit is ruined up because of lack of interest. It is there. So lack of motivation or lack of interest. So reading is ruined off. It is there. So try to avoid that. Make a habit of reading everyday life, which can help your academic and professional growth. So now coming to the conclusion, I am going to summing up my reading part. So annotating while you read and summarizing what you read after the facts or acts of writing and course. So here, improving a reading skill in overall, so not in individual, in overall, in academic as well as professional. So reading plays a very role, it is there. Okay. And to be sure, they are always success skill for our light at large. At large means in outer world it is there. They are. So in summarization, what we can tell is reading is a very important skill. If you are able to read a text, so you are able to understand the author's intention, and that will help you to convey the information in the form of writing, or it might be academic level, or it might be professional level, which can be helpful to you. So thank you. I hope everyone understood this, and very soon we are going to get back to you. Thank you very much.